Okay, so we're trying to figure out a name for this picture. A lot of snow, and we got an owl. So Natalie, what do you suggest we call this picture?
I thought we decided on owl in a snowstorm.
Okay, owl in a snowstorm.
Or we could do blizzard owl.
Blizzard owl. Okay, that's 2 words. That's easy. Blizzard owl.
Blizzard owl.
All right, so you can see all of the little dots of the snow coming around. And so how do we paint this? All right, today on the first layer, first we know the background is gray. So let's put a grayish coat on the whole little picture. This is 9 by 12, okay? And so we'll do the gray, and then we'll start to put in some of the dark branches here and build up the arrangement of trees surrounding the owl. Here we go. All right, so I want a sort of a gray color. All right, well. So we got it coming on here. Just use a big brush and slap it on, and then you'll see at the end I sort of smooth it all out. But right now it's just getting the paint on there. Bang, I knew I would do that because I'm being pretty aggressive here, slapping the paint on. Okay. All right, a little more, and I think I've got it. All right, so now I'm just going to smooth it out. I'm sort of doing it horizontally, but I don't have to. I can change it, you know, and do it from any angle. I'm just sort of getting that nice gray background. Okay, so what is the name? Owl in Blizzard? Is that it?
Blizzard owl.
Blizzard owl. Poor little guy. I feel sorry for him already. We have a nice warm day.
Content.
He
looks pretty content.
He looks pretty content.
Right?
He looks like he's
chilling.
Managing it pretty well here. All right, so he's a little off center. That would be, I would say, the center, and that's good that he's off center a little bit. So if I was to just make a shape for him, I would just, this is something new I'm doing, just all right, I'm just sort of positioning him. And so so I'm going to start to use a darker color. And so if that's the owl right there, underneath him is a branch that comes up. There's a little branch there. Here, I'm going to work on this guy, the big one, the most pronounced one. And it comes up and splits off. Yeah, I think there's this kind of a gap here between the owl and this thing. I'm putting it in not purposely exact, because I can change it, you know, if I see I'm off a bit. And this turns like this. If that's the owl, you see how I'm turning? It turns and goes right off. And this is still thick here till just about there. And then we have a pretty thick one coming down. All right. And then we have a big third one that's even thicker coming off. All right, so I'm already starting to lay things out. This one is quite a lot fatter than the other two. Okay, so we got 3 branches coming off from the main guy, a narrow one. Now, just so you know, right off the bat, I am looking at the negative spaces. What does that mean? Okay, I'll tell you. That's a negative space, and it looks like I'm gonna cut it off a little earlier, you see? And that looks pretty good now, that negative space. And this negative space, I've actually brought it up too high. I'm going to change that by opening up the negative space. More or less, a little more down here. Okay. And this tree goes there more. And I will do that right now. And this is the thickest of the 3. And actually, it goes off the painting to the side here. It really has to go there. How about that? So, I'm going to take this little brush here, since this has dark on it, and I'm going to, and this is really for your instruction. This is negative space. Okay, and I have to shape it. And so pretty close. Listen, I can always, remember what I use another word, markers. So I'm just marking this tree. Now, the thickness of the tree has to be thicker. All right, so you don't have to get it perfect the first time around here. And this one, but we're getting close, This branch is good. That one is pretty good, except it comes like that and like that. All right, so we've thrown in that. Now there's another branch that shoots out here also. It's sort of blurred a little bit with snow and all, but it does come up to about there. Comes down, and then there's something else here, just some marks. This will be blurred because of all the snow, and then there's something there too. I'm just dropping in. All right, right over here now, starting around here, we're coming up to about there. And that's for the perch of the owl. And it's fairly thick. Goes down and gets even thicker right here. This is just the first shot. Okay, now there's another branch shooting. This is that little lump here. I think it's right about there. And then there's something here. Comes up there. Comes right up there. And then there's another big one here. Definitely a big one. And it shoots right down. And let's just put a little something there also. So, if this is the owl, I think we're doing okay. Let me just mark the owl with its own little marker here. You got a head, And we got a body. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna go across. What am I doing? I'm just marking the owl. Okay, that's all. And there's a big head. Okay. All right, that's good enough for now. These are just the suggestions. I can adjust them, but let's take a look at some of the negative spaces. Okay, here's a space right there. It looks like I have a little too much room here, which means I can bring the tree down more, and I can move that up a little bit. And yeah, so we're just getting closer, that's all. Now that space looks pretty good. Bring it down, all right? Here's another space down here underneath the owl. That looks pretty good. Some things going on here. And then we have this branch coming along the owl here. And that space looks pretty good. Actually, it looks very good. The space here around the owl. And now we have branches, and there's one more branch that comes about there, more or less. All right, so how much time have we used up, Natalie?
Like 20 minutes.
20 minutes. All right, so in 20 minutes, I've sort of pretty much laid out the markers, and so this is how we start a painting. We'll have to look at it. Maybe as I lean back, I think the owl looks a little small. I think he can be longer a little bit, the tail a little longer. And so all of these things we can build slowly. We've got a placement that is helping us because we are using the negative spaces to help us. Okay. That's going down there. So I keep refining and refining. We've put down like general markers, and then we look at the positive and the negative. The positive is the branches themselves. Like this branch looks pretty nice and thick. This has to be thicker. All right, that's one mental note I'm making. And there's going to be several layers to all of this. Even the background is a bit of a light color, but I would want, for example, above the owl, a color more like this, but it needs a little blue in it. Same thing here. I'm just, again, putting down colors of marker. What color do I want? I see that there is definitely a blue in it. How about a little more blue? Blue, blue, blue in the white. And I'll find the exact tone I want, but yeah, now it's getting better of the color. And I noticed that there's various globs of paint in different places. Boom. And then something like that. So we are just building and splotching it down. Boom, boom. Yes, and then there's little different things here. And so I would think that's a good beginning. We're going to build and refine on that. And Natalie, tell me again the name of this beautiful, to-be beautiful painting.
This is layer 1 of Blizzard Owl.
Blizzard Owl. Okay. We'll play with this painting a lot.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Thank you. And so we'll see you now on layer 2.
Thanks
Have
for
a great
watching,
day.
guys.
Bye.